churches together in Hampstead Walk. So we'll be walking up to St Mary's Catholic Church and then visiting 3 other churches, ending with evensong at Emmanuel Church in West Hampstead. So again, we'll be leaving here from 1:45, so please join us if you'd like to. At 6 p.m. this evening, there's mindfulness meditation, and then at 7 p.m. it's our labyrinth walking meditation. All our announcements and other information is in your service sheet and also on our website, where you can subscribe to weekly updates. We take the collection during the closing music, and you can make your donation by cash or by card. We're going to be passing the collection basket and the card reader, so if you need a hand, then wave your hand, but hopefully most of you can figure out the card reader these days. This month's good cause is actually our own Saturday club, Stay and Play for toddlers and children under 5. And if you want to know more about it, do speak to our chapel elder, Margaret Perry, who's a regular volunteer there. As is our custom also, please hold any applause, unless indicated, until the end of the service. I now invite board member and chapel treasurer, Andrew Appleyard, to say a few words.
Morning. On Thursday the 5th of June, 1862, our Unitarian forebears held their first service in this, their newly built chapel. After centuries of existence in the shadows, this beautiful chapel, and I hope you'll agree it is beautiful, was a public declaration of their faith. We have these chapel members who have gone before us to thank for this place of peace, which we can come to for spiritual renewal every Sunday. They knew the world needed more places where people could gather to make friendships, to explore ideas together, and to work for justice. And so they built this sacred place for us. I'll now light Kate will light the chalice for me. Thank you. The chalice is lit with the words which have been used in Unitarian places of worship for over 160 years. Love is the doctrine of this chapel. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and the service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, in the hope that all souls shall grow in harmony with the divine. This is our great covenant, one with another. We'll also light a candle for peace. We light the candle of peace for the people of Palestine and the people of Israel, as work continues to find a peaceful resolution of conflict. And we pray for all those who are suffering in war situations around the world. Through our thoughts and deeds, may we all work towards a world which knows peace.
We're delighted to welcome a guest musician today, William Jack, so he will play our interlude now. Thank you so much, William and John. Now, we come together each Sunday and we do like to get to know one another. So now I invite you to turn to someone near you to please say your name and welcome them to chapel this morning. And just listen out for the music, which will be our signal to end our conversations. But let's welcome each other now. Thank you, everyone. I do hope we can continue our conversations over tea in the side aisle and at the lunch club in the hall. But for now, let's sing our first hymn. It's in your purple hymn book, Sing Your Faith. It's hymn number 62, Here We Have Gathered. And as is our custom, please listen for the introduction, then rise to sing hymn number 62. be seated. Now, I do have a time for all ages, but it's a story about the whole chapel. So I'm just going to say the story. You can come forward, children, if you want to. I'm going to stand over by the piano because it's a sort of song poem that you might like to hear. So, shall I come and sit in here? Good morning everyone. Now, I was really inspired by the story of how this beautiful chapel got built. So I wrote a song, but I've forgotten the tune to the verses of the song. So I'm going to just say the words for the verses, and I'm hoping that everyone will sing the chorus with me. The chorus words are in your service sheet. It's called Building on Rosslyn Hill. So I'm going to sing the chorus to sort of teach you, then I want you to sing the chorus, and then there'll be a couple more times when you get to sing the chorus again, but I'll read the verses. So this is called Building on Rosslyn Hill, and this is how the story of how this beautiful chapel got built. So here we go. I'll sing first. Brick by brick and stone by stone, we'll build a chapel of our own, and the neighbours may gawp, the authorities groan. We're building on Rosslyn Hill. Everyone? Brick by brick and stone by stone, we'll build a chapel of our own, and the neighbours may gawp, the authorities groan. We're building on Rosslyn Hill. The Honeywood's barn overflowed with Unitarians. They looked for land but were banned as dissenter contrarians. Things were pretty awful for the members back then, even though they were tolerated by parliamentarians. In 1858, a bank account in their own name, but this here plot of land would be up for sale in a few days. A cry from the pulpit for subscriptions rang out, and with a promise of funds, they were able to pay. Brick by brick and stone by stone, we'll build a chapel of our own, and the neighbours may gawp, the authorities groan. We're building on Rosslyn Hill. There were incidents and arguments, then the idea finally struck. By the time they raised the funds, the price went up. Finally, by various means, a plan was agreed. Some land for the manse, a generous loan, and a deal was struck. More beautiful chapel you never did see, filled with artists and thinkers from beam to beam. Walls of Kentish randstone and a roof of slate, a home for a community that was free to believe. Fast forward to the 60s and the spirit of liberation. Out went all the wooden pews, part of interior renovations. The cross on the spire, a symbol of Christian heritage, but the gilded cockerel weller vane, regilded in the 1990s and in 2022, remained a symbol of wisdom drawn from all directions. Everyone, brick by brick and stone by stone, we'll build a chapel of our own, and the neighbours may gawp, the authorities groan. We're building on Rosslyn Hill. And again, brick by brick and stone by stone, we'll build a chapel of our own, and the neighbours may gawp, the authorities groan. We're building on Rosslyn Hill. Well sung, everyone. We're going to sing the children out to their children's chapel activities. I hope you enjoy Bright Lights today. Thank you very much for joining in the song. So let's sing the children out. The words are in your service sheet. invite you now into a time of prayer and meditation. We come together in fellowship each Sunday with hearts full of joys and full of concerns. If you are holding someone in your heart this morning, I invite you to say their name aloud in the coming moments of stillness, so that we may also hold them in our prayers. Spirit of life and love, God of our hearts, we give thanks for those who bring us joy, and we pray for the safekeeping of those whom we hold in concern. For all those names, spoken and unspoken, may they be surrounded by the loving kindness that we offer them today. Blessed be and amen. And now we come to the membership ceremony, so I invite Andrew to lead us on this.
This morning, as Chapel Treasurer, and on behalf of Alison Bybee, the Chair of Rosslyn Hill Unitarian Chapel Board, it is my honour and privilege to welcome 6 adults into our chapel membership. These individuals have over the past year made the decision to declare the chapel as their spiritual home and community. They join a long line of people stretching back to 1692 who have found here in this chapel a community of like-minded souls united not by conformity of beliefs, but the affinity of spirit, an inclusive community of all ages who come together to celebrate an approach to religion that honours above all freedom, reason, tolerance, and love. Chapel members Claire Julian and Ministry Assistant Katie Gosling will now tell us a little more about our new friends and fellow members.
Morning. First one is Tatiana Kasesinov. Tatiana was born in London, grew up in Berkshire, and moved back to London to study chemistry and train as a medical research scientist. During a 5-year postdoc at the National Institutes of Health in the United States, she met her then husband, and they moved to his home country, Germany, where she stayed for 20 years. Returning to London in 2015, she supported her teenage daughter and elderly mother while exploring and training in various integrative and mind-body medicine disciplines. Discovering a need for spiritual community, she was attracted to the chapel as a spiritual home for open minds, especially drawn by free-thinking, non-dogmatic, inclusive and compassionate faith that meets people where they are and encourages self-inquiry.
So if Tatiana wanted to stand up after that lovely introduction from Claire there. Welcome, Tatiana. If I could ask Howard to stand up. Howard Burrock. Howard is a Mancunian born to Jewish parents. In his youth, he was an active scout, imbuing him with the love of nature and being part of a group. He worked as a psychiatric nurse and in his early 20s lived in Israel. Much of that time was in a kibbutz. During this period and later, he discovered a new passion for making art, especially sculpture. He took a degree in fine art, and after graduation, he exhibited and sold art and joined a rural artist community. His creativity was spurred on by other artists, and sometimes they worked together. After this, Howard moved to London to take a master's degree and simultaneously was a member of the Digswell Arts Trust. This proved to be a fruitful period creatively. Being in a community, be it with artists, spiritual speakers, meditators, such as being at Rosslyn Hill, can give Howard meaning in connection with himself and others. Welcome, Howard.
And Nazia soon is joining us online. Hello, Nazia. Nazia was born in Uganda and moved to Ethiopia at the age of 3. She moved out of the UK in her late teens, moved to the UK in her late teens. Her passion in health and wellness and her desire to contribute to others led her to qualify as an osteopath, a herbalist, and an acupuncturist. She has a busy and successful practice in Wimpole Street for many years before giving it up due to personal health challenges. Nazia is interested in seeking and inquiring about the deeper questions of the mystery of life and enjoys the Sunday meditation practice and the events at the chapel. She appreciates the feeling of community that she finds at the Unitarian chapel. Welcome, Nazia.
Also online, we have Maureen Simon. Welcome, Maureen. Maureen was born in New York and studied community organization at New York State University. She moved to London in 1989. Between 1993 and 1997, she worked in teams, mediating in the conflict in Belfast. In 1997, she launched with 4 others, life coaching in the UK. Maureen hosted many workshops at Rosslyn Hill during this time. She returned to the States, to California, in 1999, where she consulted with women business leaders to support them to fully show up in their business and their life. In 2022, she returned to the UK and is now based in Somerset and in London, living and working between the two. Maureen was drawn to this chapel because of the inclusive, caring, and social-minded philosophy of Rosslyn Hill Chapel. She joined originally in the mid-90s and worked in the Social Justice Committee and helped Anne with the chapel and altar flowers. In 1998, she was married in the chapel. She has been returning over the past 2 years when in London. And recently, she hosted a workshop on the awakening journey, a topic close to her heart as her life's work has been based on her belief in people being fully human and the benefits of living to our fullest potential.
Yes, welcome, Maureen. And Hannah Cusack, I think is there. Is she there? She's here. Oh, hello. Good. Hannah has attended evening gatherings for a few years and particularly enjoyed contributing to Soul Fuel and the pagan ceremonies. She's been a yoga teacher and holistic practitioner, as well as working for a women's charity, but is now recovering from a chronic health condition. She's looking forward to returning to her teaching and therapeutic roles. Welcome, Hannah.
If I could ask David to stand, or just wait. David feels that he has been a Unitarian since his first Sunday service at Essex Church, Kensington, in 2018. Along with the warm welcome, it was a great relief, compared with liberal Anglicanism, not to be expected to believe any Trinitarian creed. Around the turn of 2024-2025, he felt that his time at Kensington was coming to an end. He missed the Wheel of the Year gatherings that they used to have, like the ones at Rosslyn Hall. Welcome, David.
Can I ask all those new members present to come forward and stand by near the piano, please? Thank you. That's great, thank you. To each of you, on behalf of the entire congregation, I extend a warm welcome into the membership of our chapel. I know that all of you have already found ways to participate in and to contribute to the life of the chapel, our services, our social gatherings, and our events. My hope for you and for us is that your commitment to the chapel grows with time, that our friendship deepens, and that you each find ways to contribute your personal leadership and creativity to building this beloved community together in the years to come. As you enter this faith with hope and possibility in your hearts, I ask this question, to which I hope you will respond, we do. I will ask those in the chapel first, then those joining us online. Do you pledge to participate in and support the work of the chapel, to remain true to the spirit of love that flows through this chapel and guides us?
We do.
Online? Great. That's great. I ask members of the chapel here present to please rise and repeat after me these words of welcome. Rise if you can. We welcome you to Rosslyn Hill Unitarian Chapel. As equal members of this congregation, of this faith and of our shared spiritual journey. Please be seated, thank you. We have for each of you a certificate of membership in a welcome pack and a badge. We also have a flower to represent love and the beauty of nature. Welcome to our new members. We can now applaud. To those of you attending who are not yet members, please consider joining our chapel community. Nothing would make us happier than welcome you at our next membership service. Please come and speak to Claire, Katie, and Kate. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I'm just looking around to see Heidi. Hi. So we will now hear from Heidi Farid, who's been a member of Kensington Unitarians and Rosslyn Hill Chapel for many years, and she's going to speak on what the chapel means to her.
Thank you, Kate. Yes, what the chapel means to me, well, it means a great deal. As many of you know, my dear husband John Hans passed away in April this year. He was almost 95 years old and he had cancer. And during the last years of his life, his health deteriorated quite dramatically. We managed to keep him at home, to look after him at home right to the end, which is what he wanted. And I had a great deal of help. Otherwise, it would not have been possible. I had help from this community. I had friendly visits from members of the community. John always loved to tell stories, and there were people who were happy to listen to him. And I also had a lot of help with his mobility problem, helping him get here into the chapel or out, pushing wheelchairs. That was because I couldn't really push the wheelchair because I'm not quite fit enough for that. Pushing wheelchairs, taking him out to Hampstead Heath or to local cafes. We live here quite locally, so that was always very important. And I really want to give my heartfelt thanks to Kate and all the members of the community who helped with that. So there's something else I want to mention. Of course, this congregation, apart from the lovely Sunday services, offers a lot of activities. And for John and myself, two things stood out. One was the poetry group, and the other was the Death Cafe. And John was a poet. He wrote many beautiful poems. We also published some of them together in books of his poems and my paintings. And the poetry group gave us the opportunity to share some of John's poems with other like-minded members of the congregation. And the other thing that was important for us was the Death Cafe, particularly since John knew that his health was deteriorating, the cancer was progressing, and it was a really great opportunity to share feelings around some topics that are difficult and that one can't or doesn't usually talk about in sort of normal conversation. So that was really important. And then the last thing I want to mention is that I had support from the chapel, particularly Alison, who isn't here today, to organize an exhibition of my work some time ago, my artwork, and we managed to raise a bit of money for the local food bank. And I hope that there will be another group exhibition happening later on this year. Now, if there's a bit of time, I would just like to read one of John's poems. It's called Requiem. On the day of my death, on the day of my transmission, in a singing month of daffodils, on the edge of a lake or garden or field, I shall find you all smiling around me, with your yellow beam open lip smiles, watching and waiting as I too am transformed, fact and symbol, into the task and delight of daffodils. There will be no edge to that day, no abyss to fall into, only an incalculable unfolding. Or if at night, in my fading consciousness, the stars will still glitter, meteorites flash, the moon glide through clouds, still calmly and vigilant. And the way you sometimes found me, vexatious, resentful, stooping low under pressure, will be finally extinguished, like a lamp in the morning, like an open door whose key is no longer sought for or needed, like the sound of music composed too soon or too late for Earth's audition. Thank you, Kate.
I now invite chapel member Ken Levy to come forward and give our reading. Thank you, Heidi.
Remembership by Liz James. New members, today you join in membership. This is a moment of excitement and possibility. And although I don't wish to pull you out of this moment, I need to talk to you for a bit about a moment in your future. There will come a time when we are not a community of excitement and possibility that is your true home. There will come a moment when you do not fit and we disappoint you. Memorize the feelings you have in this moment, because you will need them months from now or years from now. You will need them in the broken-hearted moment to come, when you realize that we together are not all that you thought we were. You will not fit. If every one of us fit, we would not be called to grow. This religion is not a thing you join. It is a thing you are called to co-create. So prepare now for when we break one another's hearts. Know what will carry you through that, and know who will carry you through that. Be ready. Hold on to this moment and this memory for that time in the future when you are ready to turn away. Your moment of remembership will be one of the most precious parts of your journey as a Unitarian. Today, plant the seeds in your heart that will prepare you for it.
Stay there, Ken. Please, could you stay here? Many of you will know that Ken has been a chapel elder responsible for the spiritual well-being of the chapel for many years. And he stood back down from that post earlier this year. So we just wanted to give you a sign of our appreciation, to say thank you so much for all that you've done over the decades of your membership. Thank you, Ken. I think we give him a round of applause.
Thank you. Very nice of you. Yes,
let us take a few moments in stillness for some meditation, perhaps reflecting on what the chapel means to us personally and how we may deepen our connections in the future. Let us enter into the stillness. We continue our time of contemplation with music for reflection. And during this time, if you wish to come forward and light a candle, you may do so. Being together on a Sunday is important. And I hope that you feel that this is a place, an anchor for your life, a place to recharge your spiritual batteries with an extra boost beyond any daily or other regular practices that you perhaps have developed. In many ways, our Unitarian chalice dish is our communal cup of life. I see it as symbolic, as a container for our spiritual explorations as a spiritual community. This place, this chapel, is also a container for the spiritual explorations of many generations. Today, we honor those who have brought this place to life and those who will continue to find comfort within its walls and spread kindness beyond its walls. And so, from me personally, thank you for being part of this spiritual community. Now let us sing our final hymn. The words are inside your service sheet, True Simplicity. As we look back with thanks to our forebears who built this beautiful chapel, and look forward to deeper connections with our newest members, may we always find room for what is most important in our lives, that which is sacred and special and makes us come alive. Blessed be and amen. Please be seated. Now, during our postlude music, the collection will be taken, and I'm sure we've all enjoyed the music by our guest musician, William Jack. He's going to end with something a little different, as is our way as Unitarians, his own composition. Thank you so much to William Jack, to our Director of Music, John Evans, to all of our volunteers who've made this service so wonderful and special. Please do join us now for tea in the side aisle, and then the lunch club at 12:30, and then don't forget the walk, 1:45, leaving from here. Thank you, everyone. Hang on.
And I want to keep that. That's
Sure.
such a good reading.
Oh, did you though?
Yeah.
No, I think
that's
you
funny.
took it. Did you leave it by the flowers? Because you remember I gave you some flowers.
Oh, thanks for mentioning. Sorry?
So maybe
Yeah.
it's at the back
I
with
want
the
to
flowers.
ask you something. Thanks for reminding. Who can I give those flowers to? What would be a good...
You don't want to take them home?
No, I won't take them home. What do you think?
Do you know what?